Hello and welcome to the Money Marketing Podcast, and welcome to this special series of Weekend Essay podcasts. Join us as we delve into the personal narratives of our editorial team, exploring the intersection of life experiences and financial advice. From triumphs to setbacks, each episode offers a candid glimpse into the journeys that shape our perspectives on money management. Get ready to uncover the human side of finance as we share our stories, insights, and lessons learned along the way. Welcome to the Weekend Essays on the Money Marketing Podcast.
How important is passing trade? There's an indoor market near where I live that sells a bit of everything, from antiques and vintage clothing to brand new toys. When my kids and I visited it for the first time, we spent ages in the unit selling vinyl records and CDs. The seller has good reviews online, with people highlighting his friendly service, expert knowledge, and reasonable prices. When we got there, the seller greeted us cheerily, asked us about ourselves and whether we were after anything in particular. He struck the right balance between being helpful and leaving us to browse through the boxes and piles of records, some neatly categorised, others more of a lucky dip. We must have had the luck of that day. Liam, my eldest, had been playing a Thin Lizzy riff on his guitar all week, and as if by magic, there was whiskey in the jar at the front of a box of random singles on the floor. Unlike most customers who came and went while we were browsing, we covered every nook and cranny. We spent quite a bit on our haul, which included everything from Chuck Berry to Green Day, and the seller was touched that we'd made the journey just to visit his store. He hadn't known this when we'd walked in. Afterwards, he found us in the cafe next door and presented my son with a Paul McCartney record, On the House. He had seen my son look at it, consider his budget, and put it back for next time. We were all touched by this kind gesture and promised we'd be back. The next time, we took a thank you card and gift, and we're now regular customers. This got me thinking about how I would approach customer relationships if I was running a business. How much of an effort would I make with new customers if I wasn't sure I'd see them again? Would I bother trying to convert them into regular customers? Would I care about one-off business or passing trade? It's a topic that has been in the background when I've written features for money marketing. Last October, I looked at the reasons why an advice firm might turn a client away. Not wanting to be an order taker was a common one. I completely understand that, as execution-only work may not be in the client's best interests and could be risky from a regulatory point of view. But when I recently wrote about whether there is a place for one-off transactional advice, I realised that the distinction between order taking and transactional advice can be muddied. It didn't take long for a LinkedIn debate on how prospective clients turned out to be order takers to turn into a discussion on whether firms do work on a one-off basis. Some firms choose not to engage with either case, focusing purely on building long-term relationships with clients because that provides a better fit with financial planning. While I get that, and I would always encourage firms to take the approach that best suits them and their business, I was glad that some firms are willing to take on transactional cases. It's not that I want to see a return to my early days as a personal finance journalist, when selling a financial product to a client was always the answer, so advice was transactional. What I love about the financial advice sector we have now is the range of different propositions out there, which give people a choice, and the support these provide clients, often beyond the financial. If nobody was prepared to engage with clients on a one-off basis, I worry that these people would end up adding to the advice gap statistics. At least if they see a financial advisor, there's a chance that they could be educated on the value of long-term financial planning. Even if it's not what they require at that exact moment, they will know where to go if their circumstances changed. Former advisor Dave Robinson told me that he trained as a chartered accountant and was taught to tailor the service to the client, not the other way round. One of the biggest clients at the accountancy firm he worked for was a man who had built a garden centre and landscape business from scratch, and the firm had taken him on way back when he was a self-employed gardener with a wheelbarrow. Stories like that, and Robinson's anecdote about having a one-off chat with a client who came to see him 10 years later, having inherited millions of pounds, have convinced me what side of the fence I sit on. For me, what might seem like passing trade or low-value customers are worth spending time on because you never know where it can lead. Having said that, it probably does depend on your business model. There's a pub right by the tube station where I used to live in East London. Despite its fair share of regulars, it benefits from a lot of passing trade due to its location and caters for them with a no-frills approach. That is a very different model to a private members club my mum and stepdad go to, where everything is geared towards members. Although non-members are welcome to hire its rooms for functions, they are charged a higher rate than members, so really it's in a customer's interest to become a long-term member and not just pass through. Whatever the type of business and target market, commercial pressures will probably have the final say. But what worries me is that it is getting harder to charge clients a fixed fee because poor service from providers means it's difficult to work out how long the work is going to take. One advisor told me that this is making it harder to take on transactional cases as the firm is likely to lose money doing it. Providers are letting the side down, and this needs to change.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of our weekend essay series. We do hope that you enjoyed it. Please do keep up to date with all our new releases via Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts from. You can also keep up to date with all our new content published on the Money Marketing website, as well as our print edition Money Marketing magazine, so make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. See you next time.